Okay, today's energy, expansive, absolutely. Effortless, I would say for the most part. We do need to embrace this energy, recognize it, utilize it, but really it's not any kind of struggle. Okay, if you've been feeling stuck or maybe unsure about your next steps or what path you want to follow, okay, this is a time when we may find our confidence actually building in strength. And that will allow us to open up to new pathways, new opportunities that align with who we are. So it's about raising our energy, our confidence level, in order to see the potential that waits for us. Okay, we've been doing a lot of work. Okay, emotional release, transformational energy, personal growth. And so now we step into the beginning of a time when it's time to embrace the rewards of some of that effort that we've been putting forth. So today's energy is very supportive, and it's inviting us to take those small, but I think very significant steps towards what's next. We could be embracing new ideas, taking on a challenge, expanding our own understanding of what is possible for us, what our capabilities are. We're definitely being encouraged. We're being encouraged to trust ourselves and to go for it, okay? We're given that confidence, we're given that clarity, we're given that optimism as well to move forward and one step at a time. We're not in a race, it's not a rush. But today we can become very aligned with our highest potential. The energy supports us. It supports us in bringing our ideas, our dreams to life. So I'm getting carried away. Pull up a chair, okay? Join me as we embark on a journey of self-discovery. And we will gain an understanding of how to embrace this energy. And by the end of our time together, it's my hope, it's my intention, that you now possess a little bit more insight, or you have the tools now to go forward with a sense of confidence, clarity, love. So I'm Tilly, hi, and this is Tarot with Tilly. Thank you for being here. Truly, thank you so much for your time, for your energy, just being here. I appreciate it so much. Thank you for all the positive, loving support you send me. I send it right back to you. Welcome to your daily focus, May the 14th, 2025. So the energy of the 14 is upon us. And this is about dreaming big, absolutely, while staying grounded. The 14 energy is having more by having less, understanding what is junk, what is clutter, what is, and bringing it into some sort of organization, alignment, and understanding what we truly need and what we just carry around with us, what we can let go of, what we can leave in our rearview mirror. 1 + 4 is a 5, being present, being in the moment. It's a very busy time with 5 energy usually. And it's about creating smiles and laughters and giggles. It's about loving the moment you're in, giving that moment your attention. It's about allowing your creativity to flow, your authenticity, your inner expression. And if we look at the daily numerology, it would be a 5 plus a 5 plus a 9. And that gives us the 19 energy. Now, the 19 energy is us. It's recognizing our accomplishments of what we can do, our capabilities, to see how we can step into the new possibilities. Okay, it's our authenticity. It's about who we are. It's about us, our dreams, our goals, our desires, stepping into new pathways, but really understanding what it took to get you to this point in time. So we look at our habits, our behaviors, our talents, our skills, who we are as people, and how we can take all those things and move forward with them. 1 + 9 is a 10. That brings in luck. It's also a time to evolve, to transform, to start to prepare for what you want to see come alive in the path you're walking. 1 + 0 is a 1 energy, and that is the independent. That is the I am. That's the trailblazer. That's about going forward. Failure is not usually in our vocabulary at all when a 1 energy appears, because we will go after those successes and we will go through whatever we have to in order to bring those successes in, because that's what we see. So, we feel very confident that anything that is put in front of us to slow us down, to burden us, an obstacle, a limitation, we can walk through. We can go through it towards the successes of our tomorrow. Sun is in Taurus. Moon is in Sagittarius. And today we have the Sun semi-sextiling. I believe it is Jupiter. Where's the Sun? Yeah, semi-sextile it would be. The Sun represents our true self, right? The way we shine in this world. It's about our authenticity. It's about our leadership, maybe of others, maybe how we lead ourselves. Our self-expression, absolutely. Jupiter, the planet of growth, of expansion. Optimism, adventure is a part of it as well. To feel like we can accomplish. To know that we have the talents, the capabilities. And expand our horizons in some way. Jupiter encourages us to think big, dream big, and believe in the possibilities that lie ahead. And so when these two energies come together and a semi-sextile, it's very supportive for us. And it offers expansion. Our self-confidence is raised. And it gives us the ability to think big and yet stay grounded in our sense of self, of who we are, of what our goals, of what our passions are. Okay, because we have that 1 energy in there, if nothing else, but we also have the Sun in there, which represents us. So it's very much about our passions, our dreams, our desires, and where we want the expansion, where we want the growth, where we want the abundance, where we want the prosperity. Okay, now, because the Sun is involved, it has a lot to do with the inner self, okay? So we need to stay grounded in our sense of self, okay? It's actually a beautiful time to embrace any kind of personal growth you want to take. Okay, maybe take a workshop or a class or go within. But, take opportunities and adventures and learning experiences, okay, to have that expansion in your life, to express yourself with some kind of, a sense of enthusiasm that you are creating and you're going forward and you're excited about life, and look towards where you can do your own housekeeping, your inner heart, okay? Your self-improvement, learning something new, exploring an interest. This energy will definitely support any kind of expansion we want to bring in. And we don't have to take these ginormous steps. It's a semi-sextile after all. It's the little steps. It's the small steps towards our biggest goals. And having a belief that growth is possible. And we don't have to beat ourselves up. We don't have to push too hard. We don't have to work too hard. Things will flow so long as we embrace the energy. We put the energy to work for us. So this is about making the most out of opportunities that feel like they align with who we are. Okay, if it's something exciting or interesting comes along, it piques your curiosity for even a moment, give it a little bit more time, okay? We need to trust our instincts. We need to trust our intuition, that gut feeling. When something calls us out, we need to pay attention to that calling. The sun's all about shining our authentic self onto the world. Okay, and Jupiter supports that, okay? Jupiter wants us to shine bright, wants us to have that optimism, okay? And when we have those things, when we have that sense of confidence, when we're looking at our capabilities and the possibilities of our tomorrow, we get confident in who we are, okay? That is stepping into your personal power, okay? So we want to embrace what makes us unique. It could be in your personal life. It could be in some kind of professional role. But feel free to let your light shine and take up the space you deserve, okay? Unapologetically. I mean, just, you belong. You're a part of the matrix is what I heard. So I'm going to use that. I've never used the word matrix, actually, but okay. We'll go with that. We're all connected in some divine way. So allow your light to shine, because it just allows everybody else's light to shine a little brighter. Take up the space that you deserve. And do it like unapologetically. Absolutely. This energy, it can make us over optimistic. We may take too many risks. We have to stay centered. We have to stay grounded. We have the 14 energy helping us a little bit there. We have the Taurus sun helping us as well. Jupiter's in Gemini, so Jupiter just wants to go and run off and get curious about things and lead our heart in all kinds of different ways to see what fills us with passion, what motivates us, what inspires us, what makes us fall in love. Why do we see value in this over that, or that over this? So we do have to pull it back a little bit, okay? We don't want to just jump into situations if it sounds too good to be true. Okay, we need to balance our enthusiasm a little bit with staying practical. I know I get carried away and talk about the confidence building and the optimism. And yes, when you can do those things and raise your energy, yeah, you're way ahead of 99.9% of the population. But that enthusiasm will also make us trip and fall flat on our face if we're not staying practical and in the moment, if it's doable. Do I have enough time, energy, resources in order to say yes to this or no to that? Okay, it can lead us to getting a little scatterbrained, okay, in our attention. I think we will see a lot of different possibilities and opportunities and adventures and maybe relationships we can step into, a whole bunch of different ways of doing it. I mean, you want to lose 10 pounds, you got to research like 15 different fields of knowledge to understand diet and working out and what's good for you and what's bad. And still, it's just everybody's opinion. So it possibly we could get excited about a whole bunch of different stuff. Okay? The sun will encourage us to focus on what's truly aligned with our path, because the sun is in Taurus. So there's that. Taurus will be slow down, stop and smell the roses, think this through. We want long term. So keep your energy directed towards areas of your life that matter most. Avoid getting pulled into the distractions, somebody else's agenda or drama or chaos, and they're inviting you in. You might want to say no to that and look at your own path right now. I would say a good question to ask ourselves is, where do we need to trust our instincts more? Our intuition more, our heart center more, our gut feeling more, to embrace new opportunities that come our way. And this energy it's gentle, it's supportive growth. It gives us the confidence, it gives us the optimism to believe in ourselves, the potential of stepping into new opportunities, expanding our horizons, embracing personal growth. The energy is, yes, very easygoing. We could just think it's just a great day where everything's just flowing. Or we can take this energy and put it to work for us by thinking where we want to put that focus, where we want the expansion, what truly matters the most in our world. Where does the focus and the energy and the action need to be in my life? Okay, because it is easy going, but it supports some very powerful transformational things that we can do in our life just by taking those little steps, by staying conscious of aligning with our true self, our authenticity. You're like, so how do we do that, Dolly? And it's really just about taking care of yourself, physically, emotionally, spiritually. Incorporate some self-care practices, exercise, meditation, journaling, spending time in nature, nurture you in some way. Okay, pay a little bit more attention to your intuition, your inner guidance. Set an alarm on your phone, okay? Set an alarm for every 2 hours, okay? And when that alarm goes off, you have something to do, pre-assigned, okay? And it could be a simple affirmation, or restating a goal that you've set for yourself, or it could just be, paying attention to your breath for a few moments. Practicing mindfulness helps us to stay very present, and it connects with ourselves. It makes us connect with ourselves. So just check in on yourself. Reflect on your thoughts, on your emotions, on your actions, okay? Whether they're past, present, or future. And spend some time with people who uplift you and inspire you. Get away from the negative people in your life, those people who try and poke holes in your dreams and you as a person. Okay, most often, the times we're most deeply connected with our true self is when we are around or surround ourselves with very supportive, like-minded people, healthy relationships with healthy boundaries. Okay, I guess I could go on and on with that. You know what? Let's turn to the cards here, okay, and see what they have to say about it. We have some beautiful energy, but like most of the beautiful energy, we just think, it's a nice day and everything's kind of flowing, and we really don't put our attention or put an action plan in place for the things that we want. It could be more about releasing the things that we don't want right now in order to make room for the things that we want to come in. It's not a race, it's a little step. So like today, expand. Where do you want the expansion? Okay, and give yourself a couple of minutes to meditate on it, to journal about it, to take a walk through nature and having a conversation seemingly with yourself about it. Okay, let's see what we got here. So our underlying energy is the Ten of Swords. Everybody sees the Ten of Swords and you hear that. The Ten of Swords, okay, first off, you look at the numerology alone, okay? We know it goes 1 to 9, and then it goes back to 1 again, right? So 1 plus 0, it's a 10 energy. Here is a what? We have it in our daily energy, the 10 energy, because of the 19, right? So the 10 energy is we've made it through the chaos. We've made it through the storm. We've made it through the struggles. Even if we don't feel like the storm has passed, the storm has passed. And yeah, we may be tired and we may need a rest. We need to recharge. We need to take care of ourselves. But we made it. And we may not feel it yet, but the sun is poking through those clouds. It will shine upon us. We will finally start to feel the warmth and feel being revived. And standing up straight and tall and dusting ourselves off and going forth with what those swords actually represent. Our strength, our courage, our knowledge, our wisdom, our intuition, our talents, our abilities, who we are. That is our shield of strength protecting us. So yes, we could be feeling like we are tired or we just don't feel motivated, and then give yourself time to rest and recuperate. Do some nice things for just you. Don't worry, the world continues on. Nothing's going to just, end the world because you're not present for a day or two. Okay, it's in the worst of times that we, and I hate to use it for an example because it's a very negative, thing, but, a close death in the family or something. Nothing matters anymore. We unplug so easily, but we have a hard time doing that. We feel it's selfish in some way if we decide to just pull the plug on ourselves because we need the time for us. And so I really think with this card coming out is we may not feel the warmth of the sun yet, like we really want to start going forward and we want to start working on our path again. We may need to just disconnect. So I invite you to just pull that plug and pamper yourself. Take care of you. Because if you're not strong, none of your plan can go smoothly. You're the main player. You're the star attraction. You have the lead role in this. So we need you strong and fit and feeling that confidence. The Tower card. This kind of goes back to the one energy that we talked about. This is, and of course the astrology, right? This is us. This is us. Look at that shining bright light within the tower, where we were trapped, where we couldn't go forward, where we were maybe spinning our wheels, or just going through our day in, day out very unconsciously, just kind of, wake up, go to work, come home, sleep, wake up, go to work, come home, sleep. And we didn't even realize that we were in some kind of rut. And there's 1,000,001 reasons why we may feel like we are limited or we can't go forward. That there is something blocking us, something not allowing us to go forward in the way we want. And this is the time when our light can shine so brightly that we actually break through that glass ceiling. The 10 of Wands. So 2 10s in the tower. Oh my gosh. So this is like something shifts. If you're not willing to give it up, this is the time when they say, okay, you know what? We got to go down there and do some work because they got to see this path, or they got to turn this way. They got to be brave enough to do this, or we have to do it for them. So many times it's so important for us to take care of the things that are happening in our life, even when we want to look away, because after a period of time, if we really have to deal with those things, they'll make sure we deal with it. And it's always a lot harder when we let them make the scenario for how we're going to work through letting go of something, seeing things under a new perspective, understanding a new truth unfolding before us. 10 of Wands, what are we not letting go of? It's time to stop. Look at how hard each step is for you. You'll never make it. You're so tired. You're so, you're straining. And yeah, I can see the commitment. I can see the want. But until you're willing to release some of those things in your life, and we've just had a powerful full moon in Scorpio, giving us the energy to do just that. It is such a powerful time. I mean, especially with Pluto and stuff being involved. I mean, it is just, go back, and if you haven't watched the video, then I invite you to watch it. But even if you have, you may hear different things each time you watch it, because that's what I hear the most out of my readings is, you know what, I went back a couple of days later, especially when it's like, that video will hold strength for the next 2 weeks in our lives. But there's other ones that are months, right? Some of the ones I made in February and March still hold power in this moment in time for us. Anyways, I'm getting off. I'm going down a rabbit hole we don't need to go down. Okay, so go back and really understand the empowerment that we have right now within ourselves to let go of some things that have been holding us back. And it could be a truth, a false truth. It could be somebody's opinion we took as a truth. It could be whatever that glass ceiling is for you. Whatever limitation you've allowed to be put into place, or somebody else has put that in place for you. The obstacles, the fears, the anxiety, this is a time to go in deep. This is a time to pull it out and look at it. And you know, when you look at something like a fear or an anxiety, a limitation, you look it in the eye, it loses so much power. Just that first action. It's like driving a new vehicle off the dealership, okay? The minute you do, it drops like, it drops like a whole bunch of money in value because you drove it off the lot for the first time. And this is kind of what you do. You just take away all of its power, and you have very little that you really need to work through after that once you see it for what it is. Because once you see it, you can't unsee it. And so once you're aware that this is my tripping wire, this is why I keep continually doing this. You've had 15 relationships, all with the same person. They just had different faces, names, lived in different areas because we stayed unconsciously not understanding why we were making certain decisions, taking certain paths. This is a time to let something go in our life. This is a time to leave something in the rearview mirror. It could be a habit. It could be a behavior. It could be something very little. It could be that now you're retired, so you get to sleep in every day, and so you do. And maybe you should start setting your alarm clock at 5 a.m. or 6 a.m. or 7 a.m. and start your day in a very productive way. I was like Dr. Seuss there. Okay, I made it rhyme. And the World card. The World card says there are things that still need to be done, loose ends to be tied up before we can really step into the magic of our tomorrow, that new beginning, where we want to put our focus. And sometimes we can't put our focus or our energy on the dream, on the path we want to walk, because we haven't gotten rid of the clutter, and that's still demanding our energy, our time, our resources in a certain way. We need to free it up. We need to let it go. We need to heal from it. We need to move through it. We need to leave it in the rear mirror, because there is a brand new world awaiting us. We have come to the point where it's time to, I hear it again, step into the evolution of who we are becoming. Okay, let's go to Nature's Whispers. See how it'll paraphrase me today. Okay. We have heighten your vitality. The 49. So 9 plus 4 is a 13. Our 13 energy was yesterday, right? So, go back to the first part of the numerology. The 13 is about good luck in our lives. Things happening that, well, we might not like it, but it does move us in the right direction. And we're very grateful that it does happen. Well, it takes a while sometimes to understand how great it was for us. Okay, here we are. Heighten your vitality. It's important to maintain peace with all aspects of your life, mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual. Inner imbalances can often manifest in your daily life if you don't take time to take care of yourself. It doesn't matter whether or not your imbalance is a negative one. Being optimistic to the point of believing yourself to be invincible can also lead to challenges. Balance is best achieved through listening to your body, taking time for yourself, allowing your inner power to heal and return to being peace-filled. This will assist you and make you stronger. So, there you have it. Did I read the right one? I didn't even read the right one. I read the 13 for you. No wonder it wasn't making sense. It made sense to it being a part of this energy, but I thought it was more of what I just said to you, and it was. So let's go to the 49. When I was talking about the 13 energy just now. Okay. Sorry, we're going to go at this again. Heighten your vitality, I might read from. Tap into the depths of your being and draw on your personal power. I don't know, you guys needed to hear that for some reason, huh? So anyways, draw into the depths of your being and draw on your personal power. And if you feel like your energy is low, infuse your mind with warmth of sunlight and visualize the light bringing you new energy. You have an energetic reserves to draw on. Allow this energy boost to flow through you. Connect with others and do something that you love to continue creating the change that you need. Spend time with a friend, smile, laugh, and share the human touch. Heighten your vitality. I just started reading it. I just went to the 13 and started reading it, so kind of like we did the numerology. And being numerology, they both went hand in hand with what they said too, so that really lines up with the energy of the cards and how they were numbered. Okay, we have independence with the cat. Well, the cat doesn't show up too much. My son, his cat is black and white, and he phoned me, and they've been dealing with the big C for, since the new year. And the cat had been through one round of it, and then, was cancer-free, but unfortunately it came back this year, and he says, she had a real dip, so it's time, Mom. So but the cat is here to tell us about our independence, which is the one energy. So yeah, put my son in your prayers. And there's a whole story about that cat. It's had a great life. So we have the cat. Clever, secretive, mysterious, intelligent, independent, nocturnal. It's your road, and yours alone. Others may walk it with you, but no one can walk it for you. I think I hinted to that at some point in the reading. This is a strong message that you are to look at where in your life you are relying too heavily on another. And the one energy is very much about our independence. The sun is very much about our independence. So now the cat has shown up to talk about our independence once again. Cat tells you that you are intelligent and clever enough to walk your path alone. If you just received a new job or a job promotion, you may feel that you're walking unsteadily, but Cat tells you that you're not giving yourself enough credit. With regards to relationships, Cat tells you that you need to look at the balance of the relationship. Have you been letting your partner take the lead and making decisions without your input, or vice versa? It's now time to bring in a balance to the relationship. Cats have always been associated with mystery, the supernatural. It was once believed that cats were demons and spirits, and witches used them as familiars. Cat tells you to research and learn. Cats are also associated with healers and healing with their calming purrs and being used on a vibrational level as healing. Cat may be telling you that you are in need of some healing, and you can snuggle with a cat or kitten, but if you aren't fond of the creatures, you can use massage, meditation, acupuncture, or you may just simply need a cat nap. Cats are also nocturnal, and since many are afraid of darkness, Cat tells you that it's time for you to look within at the deep and dark fears that you have suppressed and bring them out to the light. So that paraphrases us very much once again. It is a beautiful energy that is surrounding us right now, so utilize it, embrace it. See your capabilities, and then see all of the possibilities. Expand your horizon in some way today, and take a small step towards that best life ever. Until we meet again, remember, I do love you.